mean,
So
why people being
to focus on it, you mean?
yeah. It's like, Brandon being asked question. I mean, if you're living in this generation century, that shouldn't even be a problem anymore.
Yeah, because when they asked me at that church, like, what are you doing here? It was like 2 college girls, like, why are you doing in our church? I'm like, what am I not doing?
Unless you're hurt personally, or there's something happened in the past. If it's just regular, we're supposed to be a generation that unite people.
What was the reason that y'all was thinking I was in that church? But what was did they think I had a secret agenda of being in that church? But the elders welcomed me, actually, to be honest, because the dude was sat down next to me, and as we were eating a little something, and he was translating church song, from Chinese to Taiwanese.
Are you serious?
Yes, from Chinese to Taiwanese. I remember that much. And I was like, okay, but and I think the kids were a little sort of playful. It was the college folks that may have had that problem. Like I said, if I can run into somebody's spot and feel welcome, that's it.
That's right.
So I think it's not. I don't know. I think it's
person to person.
Or I think it's raised, not raised, but it's taught. It's
predecessors.
Taught. It's taught.
Their families, yeah.
Cause my mother and I talked a little bit about that too. Where they grow up and they're being told. And here's a little known fact that I didn't know. In China, there's a difference between the lighter Chinese folks and the darker Chinese folks. Same way in Brazil, where the treatment between the lighter Brazilians and the darker Brazilians is very different. Because I didn't know there was difference between the lighter Chinese folks and the darker Chinese folks.
You're talking about like the native Brazilians, or the darker, actually African descended Brazilians?
Both.
Yeah. Well, there was a series on PBS called Black in Latin America.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
It's really interesting. Like the Brazilian magazines, there's a huge population of both native Indian descended and African descended Brazilians, but the magazines, like the beauty magazines and stuff, they only show light-skinned women.
Oh, wow.
They do.
Yeah. Brazil is a lot more, I guess, openly racist than even America.
They are. Because somebody told me, like, if I landed if I came out of the airport, man, the treatment will not be pleasant. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
In Brazil?
Yes. This is what I heard. And this came from a Brazilian. Yeah.
But yeah, there were classes of different people in the Philippines. There's 2 types of like native Filipino. One of them is darker and was like more tribal, like I guess.
Lighter.
Yeah, the others, the lighter ones are like the rest of the Pacific Island.
Maybe like Rose. Is Rose darker?
She's probably one of the lighter. I mean, we're all mixed up together, but
Okay.
like other places with the Spanish a bit.
Right.
But there's like a small minority population of native Filipinos who have somewhat darker skin. A little bit more like Australian Aborigines.
Yeah.
So they were like lower class, the lowest class, I think, historically.
And what's so funny, in Jamaica, they have this thing called bleaching or whatever. It's in Ghana too.
Bleaching your skin?
They try to lighten their skin so they can get better jobs.
Can you actually do that?
They're trying.
Yeah.
How?
It's not good for your skin.
It's not good for your skin, but they're trying.
Man, that's so sad. People have to go to that way. Go through that just to get a better job.
Just to get a better job. I'm like,
in the society.
But
they can be who they are.
And so.
You see, this issue in America sometimes bugs my mind because we're one of the top educated, most advanced society in the world. yet the treatment of blacks are just different.
It's not just the treatment of blacks, it's the treatment of other minorities too, you know. And some of the minorities compete with each other.
Yeah, but
sort
the
of
biggest
saying.
issue is black though. I mean, the African Americans are trying hard in their own country. I mean, that I can understand if immigrants come and they get different treatment, they get there like rural areas because there's not many people are exposed to that skin color or look. That's okay, I understand that. But your own people, the African Americans, have been here for generations now. It just sometimes it's hard to understand.
Yeah, this is where folks really need to just sit down and just say, where did this come from?
They did. I think there's so many talks though, Brandon. I think it's, I don't know.
Like I said, I think it's because it's passed down, you know, and it's, I think it's really passed down. Somebody's passing it down.
And I think there's not enough teaching that the bottom line is almost everybody is an immigrant at some point, right? The real Americans are the native Indians.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah, but, and you know what, to be honest, the natives is probably getting it worse than anybody else.
Yeah,
They're not even mentioned.
exactly. They get treated the worst sometimes.
I think they get treated worse because they're not even mentioned.
There you go.
I'm like, man, I'm like, you think black people not getting treated well? We don't even mention the natives, and they were here first.
Yeah.
Eskimos get more love in Canada than Native Americans in the United States.
There you go. I think it's almost the same way in Australia.
I'm sorry, not Eskimos, Inuits.
Inuits, yeah. The Aborigines were treated as the lowest probably in Australia.